Hello everybody. Hang on one second. There we go. Can you guys hear me? Let's see. Let me know if you guys can hear me, and then I will get started. All right, cool. Very good. Very good, very good. Sound is getting easier, especially with a person more techie than I. All right. Welcome, everybody. My name's Christy. I am from Junk Journal Boss. That is where Ezra and I both are from, and we are a family-run, family-owned little tiny business that we are running. Well, that has an Etsy shop, a Patreon membership, live streams on this channel every Wednesday and Friday. And if you would do me a favor and like and subscribe on this video, please, and to get notifications, you'll have to turn on all notifications if you want to know whenever I'm going to go live. Let's see. Thanks a lot. And I am going to read our patrons' names real quick. And we have, well, first we have a Patreon group where I make, goodness, what is happening here? Where I make a special project, exclusive, not sold in our Etsy shop. And this is September's project. And it comes with all of these little embellishments on the inside and everything. And depending on what tier you get, you'll get a video as well. And all that stuff. But even joining on the $2 tier, you will be able to get the project and the papers that are included in that. So the patrons that are now here supporting me presently are Darla White, Sammy D, Michelle Caldwell, Holly Spink, Melissa, Mary Reynolds, Jane Dunlap, April Harrell, Don Graham, and Wendy Hicks Fulton. And those are my dragonflies at the $10 tier. And so they get the project plus the videos and everything. And I appreciate all the support. Butterflies are my $5 tier, and that's Ellen Davis, Marla Kimmel, Jenna Lynn, Debbie Rask, and Amy Lynn Mellinson. Thanks a lot, you guys, for the support. I'm gonna need to think of some new words, but I genuinely, thank you for the support. And for the wildflowers, which is our $2 tier, we've got Lee Brown, Polly, Sasha, Rhonda Howe, Nana Creates, MK, Linda Powell, Nikki Proctor, Hippie B. Kimmy, Janice Crane, and Susan Inac. And so thanks a lot, you guys, for all of the support. I really, really appreciate it. And you guys are the reason why I am able to do the things that I do every week. All right, so it looks like my camera might be a little bit fuzzy. Hopefully it'll straighten itself out soon. And today we are going to be working on the Sapphire and Morning Glory kit, and we started it on Wednesday, and it's starting to come out really super cute. So this is it's pictured up in the corner if you want to see all the pieces that come with it and everything. Ezra created this one for his birth flower and gemstone addition to our to our Etsy shop. And we were working on this the other day, and we got a whole bunch of stuff done, so we worked on creating one of the envelopes, creating a tag, and creating a shaker box, which isn't a usual thing for me. So I taught you guys how to make a shaker box, and you can follow along and learn how to do that on the Wednesday video, and that is available in the playlist for Sapphire and Morning Glory. All right, just making sure my door is shut. We got some Fortniting going on in the living room, so anyways, today we're going to take these things and more, and we are going to begin to embellish this little guy. And so I kind of know what I want to do. There's a ton of pieces. If you just look at the upper left-hand corner, upper right-hand corner, you will see that there is actually a ton of pieces that come along with this. We probably won't use them all because, you know, each time you build something like this, it's a little bit different. So I have some ideas, especially because I started things the other day. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue with what I am doing. And if anybody has any questions, let me know. And for now, I'm just going to start pasting things in. This kit comes with 2 of these pockets, and I put it down closer to the edges because I wanted to put these in. And look at how cool this is. So I put this one in and it pretty much matches up. Isn't that so cool? I know, I'm easy to please here. And so we can also put, you know, something like that in. These 2 were just some lined papers that I added because these are journals that are meant to be written in, and that's why we include extensions in all of our kits. You can use it or not, but you know, we do include those. So let's see. I might go ahead and use this spot and things can be written up here. That'll still be nice. Oh, thank you, Ezra. So that's the link to the kit if you want to go get it. We have September 25 is our coupon code to get it for 25% off. And you'll notice that we are running a 25% off sale in there. But if you want to just buy one thing, that's totally cool. Just use the September 25 thing, coupon code. Or you can choose the coupon code with, you know, for the more than one. Because the September 25 one is only good for the fall. So if you're going to buy all fall, which is the Hello Kitties and the Autumn Enchantment and this one, if you're going to buy only from those, then you can still use the September 25. It should apply to your whole order. Well, hang on. Maybe I don't want to do that just yet. So I think I'll put one over here as well. I love these pockets. This is pretty similar to all of the other folio kits that we have done, except Ezra has a couple of beefy ones in there. The tarot one and the book tracking journal. Hi, Amy. And so those ones are, they have a lot more pieces in this, but most of them are like this. You know, you don't have to do it the same way I'm doing it, and here I am not waiting until the glue dries. And also, I do have a list of all of the items that I used, you know, ones that I used in this project or that I recommend. And that link is, I'll give you guys that link right here in a minute. Bet you it's not on there. Let's see. Now this is an Amazon link, so Just know that I get a few pennies on the dollar when you guys buy through my link, and we appreciate any purchases you make. And also we get some credit even if you don't purchase, you know, anything from the list or whatever, and that's just how Amazon works. So anyway, here is that link. And so that's if you want to make your journal look just like this one. I think I need a little bit more light here. Is my camera looking okay? The light and everything? I think I'm going to put a little teeny bit more light, and because it looks kind of fuzzy, or maybe it's just, actually I need to look at the streaming software because we're fuzzy. Okay, I hope that's better. All right, turn on a little bit of light. See how that looks. Oh, that's a little nicer. I like that. That looks a little bit better. A lot better, actually. Okay, so basically, I'm just starting to just paste things in, or glue things in. Paste sounds like kindergarten, huh? But glue things in and put things into the pockets. And I think for this pocket, I will add one of these, and this is an envelope or a pocket that we did at one of the Mega Make Mondays, and we made a whole bunch of pockets of this style. Actually, I need to glue it, and really all you need is like 1/2 of a piece of paper. It's pretty cool, pretty easy, and if you have, you know, just a single-sided page, you'll get this little area there to work with, you know, if you want to like put something on there, or you can just leave it white if it's a good contrast to you. All right, great. Okay, so, and then when you put something into the pocket, you know, you can just put something like that, or you could put this one, pretty one in front, and then just, you know, plain ones in the back, or some that you have made into something else, bookmarks or whatever. Hey, Jackie. Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. So we can put some more little pieces of ephemera in here, and it'll give us the whole, you know, full pocket thing that we like in junk journaling. Hey, Michelle. Welcome, welcome. And so there's lots of pieces, like you can see in that picture up at the upper right. And so, you know, you can fill up the pockets, or you can do other things as well. And I'm going to go ahead and build a couple of the pieces just in case you weren't here last time, and I will show you how I do things. And you know, of course you got to do things the way you want to do it. But our folios are pretty versatile. You don't have to ever make it exactly like, you know, they look all the same, and they have a lot of the same pieces, but you know, get creative with them. And maybe we get our little distress inks out, and I'm pretty sure that this one here needs a little bit of ink, so I'm going to go ahead and pull those out. And I'm using Salty Ocean. There's a link to that in the Amazon list. In some of the descriptions, you know, I might say, you know, you can get this cheaper, you know, somewhere else or whatever, you know. I like you guys to get the best deal and not have to spend a lot of money, but if you want to, you know, you can just get everything from Amazon if you'd like, right off of that list. Okay, so that looks a little bit nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and just start adding some stuff again. And that one's kind of tall, but it's all right. I'm just going to add that right back into here. And I kind of like stuff to stick out the top, you know, especially something like this, you know, I think would be really, it's really cute when a whole bunch of things stick out of the top. Sometimes you get the white side of it, and so this is what, whoops, this is what I do with that. If I don't want to see the white side, I just put some ink on the other side. And this is just a really quick fix. There's so many other things that you could do. But if you didn't want to do too much, or you just feel like, this is what shows on the other side, and it's cool. I like that look. And here we go. So if we close it, now we're seeing this. And there's lots of other things that you can do. Hi, Desiree. Welcome. There's a lot of other things that you can do to make that look cuter or whatever. It's whatever you want. But for now, we're just going to do sort of just a few things. And it's funny, I'm trying to hurry, but honestly, I have a lot of time. So I could slow it down a little. All right. So it is almost Halloween. As a matter of fact, Halloween season starts like right now. You know, if you're selling online or whatever, Halloween starts right now. So every year I make a list. Sometimes I do this with Allie, but every year I make a list of movies I'm going to watch during whatever season. So Halloween season has always been kind of, well, lately in the past years has been really fun because there's a lot of like scary movies to watch and stuff. And so right now I am right in the middle of the Conjuring series, and I've seen it a few times, so it's not real scary to me, but it's fun. That's probably my favorite horror movie set. I don't know if that's how you say it. Collection, I guess. All right. Okay, so now this is what I did. That's how I put this paper part together, right? But here I have these magnets right here, right? And they are on both sides. It's such a good, I love these magnets, let me just say. I was using 1x10 millimeter for a long time, and I always felt like they were just really weak. These ones look like they are about 8 millimeter and 2 millimeter tall. So 2 millimeter by 8, and they're perfect. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that again so you can see me do it. And you know, you can do this on anything. I rather like using magnets, but they're kind of expensive, so there is that. The magnets are on Amazon, so you would be able to, if you went to that list, you'd be able to find them on there, I believe. I tried to put as many things as I could think of there that you might need to make, you know, to make this particular journal. I might have done this backward here. Let me set it aside for a little bit and just leave it alone. So I was saying before that I have about 4 of these. I made them a couple weeks ago. We do this thing, it's called Mega Make Monday, in my Patreon group, which I call Patreon Posse, which is, I don't know, might be dumb, but I like it. And we made envelopes like these of all different sizes, and it's so nice to create sort of all the same thing at the same time, and then just have a bunch of things to tuck away. Even if you're like, this paper's so ugly or whatever, you never know. You may end up using that paper another time, and then you'd have a little envelope that is perfect. So these are just some little pearl beads or stickers. I got these from Dollar Tree, super cheap, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of something right here, just for fun. These you can get, I think I just did say that, but at Dollar Tree. They have, periodically they have lots of different colors and stuff like that. So you can just grab a whole bunch of little doodly things, doodly doos. I don't know. Am I making up words? I think I am. I'm a little crooked here, so let's scooch this over just a little and put some glue on the back of this. And what's probably going to happen is it's going to leave a little bit of white there, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can add some, at least just a little bit of blue. It looks weird, but oh well. What you gonna do? Alright, so what we're gonna do right now is just put a clip onto here and just let that dry for a bit. Set that aside, and then we'll finish it, you know, with a little jewel. Most of the time I don't put like extra little jewels, and I definitely never do. I definitely never do shakers. Not because I don't like them, but I just never really, I think I was still trying to get a handle on how to build journals. So the other day I got a little more adventurous, I guess you could say. That sounds kind of weird. I'm not sure that's the word. If you're wondering what's inside of this kit, I have a little bitty slideshow in the upper right hand corner, and it shows you all the pieces that there are. We're not going to use all of them because I find that we give a lot more ephemera than will fit into the actual journal. And that's so that you can have your choice of, you know, things that you put inside of there. So let's do some special things with these. I feel like I have plenty of time to just chill. So that's what I'm going to do. So I am on movie number 3, which is Annabelle. And if you don't like creepy dolls, you will hate this movie. But I mean, I don't love creepy dolls. Let me just say that. But, you know, I've seen this movie like a million times, it seems like. And it's sort of doing double duty, you know, the whole Halloween vibe of movies. And also, I believe there is a new Conjuring movie coming out, or is out right now. So don't come back and be like, you told me to go to this movie. And it was awful, it was horrible. Let me just tell you right now, it's going to be awful and it's going to be horrible. But if you like scary movies, you know, it's a good choice. That series. All right, so here we go. This should be dry by now. So let's take a look. Oh, how funny. It took my magnet too. And so you want to make sure that you have it, you know, you have these the right way, because if you don't, it kind of becomes a problem. They repel each other, so I use the whole idea that they're going to repel or, you know, stick to each other, you know, to help me figure out where to put, where to actually put the magnets. So there's a bunch of stuff on here. How gross. Anyway. So these just kind of fold right up, you know, and most of the score lines, you know, are going to go along the line of the actual image. But then the last score line, what I like to do is I like to actually have it a little bit higher than the top of the envelope, so I can fold it down and still have some space to, you know, put my fingers in past the fold there. So there you go. And I did this, where is that? So I've been working with mounting tape a lot lately, and I'm really enjoying it. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of draw around with this stylus. And it's not really drawing, I'm just making an indentation, right? About, I don't know, 1/2 centimeter. And I've been liking to use the mounting tape lately because it just lifts the image off of the page just a bit. Make sure. I haven't glued it on. It would have made more sense to glue it on, except that's not what I want to do with this, so this is the way to do it. I even added these little scissors. I got 4 pairs for $10 on that Amazon list. They're so good. Very comfortable. They look like little kid scissors, but they don't really cut like those, of course, and they feel pretty good in your hand. So all right, so I have these items here. They're just little square stickers, and that's what I think I will be using, but let me do a little bit of inking on this. Ezra, will you please put the coupon code, the September one? It's September 25. And so if you want to grab this folio kit, you can. I like to add one of these to the middle also. That way it doesn't do a lot of weird bending. Okay, so this makes it look a little more 3D, and I really like that. And so I've been doing those kinds of things with these embellishments, and I think I'm going to add this one here, possibly. I could add it here, and it kind of looks pretty cool because it's already got those flowers, so I think I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to add it onto a pocket. These colors are so great, you guys. They're so vibrant. I don't know if that's coming across in the camera, but they really are super vibrant. So these I got at Dollar Tree, Doll Hair Tree. And they come in a bunch of different sizes. I really like these ones. These are cute. And this guy really just doesn't want to stick. So we're going to have to put this under a clip again. Goodness. And I think it adds just the right amount of cute to it, you know, without leaving it looking too plain, you know. I think it adds just the right amount of junctional goodness. All right, so I don't know what's inside of this one. It looks like nothing really, and I even used my little tools and Salty Ocean Distress Oxide to cover that inside of there. And so I'm going to pop a few things in. And then put this one back in here. There's a whole theme right here, kind of. But that looks pretty cute, right? Just like that. I think I want to have this look like that. And then I can add these little guys into here. And now let's move on to this guy. All right, so like I said, there are 2 of these diagonal triangle pockets. And these are good, you know, you can stuff like a signature into it if you don't want to sew that in. I thought I had the signature papers all printed out, but it's looking like I might not. So that's kind of a bummer. But you guys have seen me put together signatures a lot of times. So I'm sure that you guys are probably fine not seeing that. And if you're not, let me know and I'll whip one up. You guys don't forget to please like and subscribe so our channel gets shown to other people. You know, we're a pretty tiny channel that we're trying to grow. And so if you know anybody that likes junk journal stuff, and if you like our stuff, you don't have to share if you don't like our stuff. I wouldn't want you to do that. But if you like our stuff, please consider sharing with your friends, posting on Facebook your favorite video of ours, or something like that to help us out, and we would just really appreciate that. Looks like this one needs glued still. Yeah. I'm just going to do this. That looks pretty cool with the blue too. I like it. And I guess I'll just put everything in. Why not? Why not? Then I can take a look at it and see what everything looks like inside of it. But I also would like to put, you know, some ribbon and some other fun things once I know what I'm actually putting inside of this. This is pretty darn near perfect color for this set. Maybe I could put one in here. One in here. Kind of make it look fancy. Well, this is being uncooperative. So if you buy this set and you want to make these envelopes, let me know once you've bought it, and I'll send you the pages that you can, that are like the larger pages. They don't come with the set. They're just, you know, they're just a larger size page. If you're interested in that, you can, you know, cut it apart and make a bunch of things out of it. You know, if there's a special kind of embellishment you want to make that we don't include. So, but yeah. Well, I think I've got enough envelopes all made up. I'll just put one behind here. And we still have a couple envelopes and things here, so I don't know. I don't know what to do with it all. There's so many pieces. You like the large size pages? Yeah. They're nice because you can keep the same color scheme, you know, and then just, you know, make your own embellishments. Oh, I don't think did I? Oh, yes, I did. Yay. I thought I may not have scored that. Okay, so I'm going to just pop this back here just so I don't lose it. And now I believe that I will start seeing where else I can add embellishments. So those are all those. I don't need an embellishment here, but you know what might be kind of fun is, yeah, I'm not sure I want to do that. But anyways, it would be cute to put some, what is that sparkly stuff? The heat stuff, embossing powder there. Some sparkly embossing powder on here. I didn't really plan on that. It was just kind of off the top of my head. And you could kind of do that, you know, in a lot of different places to make it look extra special. And so, all right, I filled this up pretty good, right? And these magnets are awesome. This one is, I believe that's going to be like a 12 by 2, no, 15 by 2 millimeter. And even despite the fact that it has a whole bunch of stuff in it, this holds it closed. And this is the magnet I've been looking for all my life in the last couple years. So we make ours with wide-ish spines so that you can put a bunch of stuff in here, and so it can be folded like that. And then, oh, now see, it's gonna lie. It's gonna make me a liar. So there we go. So let's see if we can add any cool little embellishments to this. I have a few different kinds of ribbon that I pulled out. Oh, guess what? I found some more things. And wasn't sure exactly which colors we're going to, and patterns we're going to match. I've already used this here and here. This is like a sheer, I'm not sure if it's organza. Does anybody know? Because I thought that's what I was seeing on YouTube. I did put one on the list, not on YouTube, on Amazon. I did put one on the list, but and it looked very similar to this one, but I don't really know where I got this. I probably got it, you know, from a thrift store or something, which is a great place to get that kind of stuff. Oh well, this is just going to take much longer than I need it to. Organza, yeah, that's what I thought. I do like this a lot. And then we have like a, I think this is probably a double-sided satin. Let's see. You can tell because it looks, double-sided satin looks the same on the back side as the front, and this actually does. You know how sometimes you look at the back of ribbon and it's, you know, like this or something? So this is a wire ribbon. I'm not sure if I would ever use that. This one just doesn't necessarily go, just the pattern. This reminds me more of like mid-century pattern. And then we've got these cute little ribbons. I like this one a lot, but I don't think it matches quite well enough. And then I've got like a tealish one, which looks really good. Probably this light blue would be fine. And so I don't know. We'll think about that. Well, I'll do one right now with this blue. And I'm like lazy junk journal maker. I like everything to be easy. And for some reason, I don't know, I guess I get bored with projects pretty quickly. So I don't really want to spend a whole ton of time on it. So I like to do just what's easy. I don't think I have this on the list. If you guys want me to put this little stapler on the list, I will. Let's see. This kind of looks like bunny ears when I do it this way. And then if you want to, because you don't like the staple, I don't mind the staple at all. But if you do and you still want this to be easy, just put something over top of this. so we can put, you know, one of these on it. Goodness, these are like really slippery. We can put one of those on top, or a big one. I like these big ones a lot. I don't really want to run out of them, but this is really the perfect project to put these on. So now I've got that. So I find that adding a few different things to it, you know, breaks the monotony, because when you're just looking at paper and stuff, it's cool, it's good paper and everything like that, but when you start adding like extra stuff to it, like distress oxide and ribbon and just different things, it starts to become, you know, it starts to kind of come alive, I guess you could say. And so not every junk journal has to be like vintage inspired or anything. At Junk Journal Boss, we tend to do stuff that's not so much along the vintage lines. We do sometimes do those things, but we normally will just make what we like, you know, and hope you guys like it too. This will bring out that light color, that light blue, nicely. Right. So, and you don't have to finish them, you know, right at this moment. That's something I'm learning about, is like, you know, I don't have to finish every piece, you know, or make sure I have every single embellishment that I want in this book right now. So let's see. Let's see if I have any fussy cuts that go. So I, you know, I watch my movies and stuff, and then I just kind of sit here and make stuff, you know. That's butterflies. I don't know if I have anything that's any florals here that would look really cute in this. I have kitties. I have shells. Let's see. I've got bees. So I just sit and cut stuff out when, you know, when I've got the time. My hands are always pretty busy, unless I'm sleeping. This is a really cool butterfly. That would look neat in there. I'll think about it. Now I'm getting down to my little Halloween ones here. I mean, I might be able to get away with a little kitty. What do you guys think? Little Halloween kitty. There's a witch with a cool color, like a matching color. But I'm not sure. I think I'm going to chill on that for a bit. I do have I did make a bunch of tags, or I guess they're not really tags, they'd be more better described like tabs. And I did a bunch of these this morning in this paper. So maybe I'll pull a couple of these out and show you how I might use these. Basically, these are just bread tags. I think I'm calling this the wrong thing, you know, bread tabs. Anyway, they're that thing that you put over the plastic, like you twist it and you put this over the plastic to keep the bread closed. So if you get those, you should possibly, if you like this craft, you should save those, because these are kind of cool where you can all I do is wrap these in paper and then, you know, ink the edges. And then there's a hole, right, where the part that would snap over the plastic on the bread bag. So in other words, there's a hole sort of at the middle top of each of these. And so you can use them for, you can make dangly tags if you want, or you can use these. One way I think is really cool to use it is like as a, what is the word I'm trying to say? Kind of as a tab, you know. It's okay. I blocked the door. And somebody didn't realize that I did that. I thought I should probably tell somebody, but I didn't. Sorry, family. Okay, so the I usually use a Crop-A-Dile for this. It's super strong. Like, it makes holes, like really perfect holes, where you know, other hole punches that I have won't do that. The tricky part is trying to see where is that hole, and I think I found it. So I'm gonna make a little, see, I bet it probably would go through the other thing, but I don't really want to do it that way. So I'm gonna make a few. Uh-oh, did I not find it? I did find it. All right, so it looks like these two will match up really nicely. So I like to use one of these eyelets to hold these two together. So I have them inside of there, and now I've got two. So the idea here is to pull these apart, right, and add them to like a pocket, and you can put like a piece of ribbon in it, and they're really cute. I like these especially because if you have pages of a signature, you can use these as the tabs, and that's fun. and I think I'll do a purple this time. So they can just kind of go on your pockets, or you can use them in a lot of different ways, and they really are held together pretty well. So they might even give you a little bit of trouble when you're putting it on your page, and all I ever do is just kind of stretch it a little bit, and then I can put it where I want it. Maybe. It sounds like Bella's wondering what I'm doing. There we go. And I guess I'll just make one more. And I think I'll make this one a dangle. So once you kind of get a feel for where these are, you know, where the holes are. Yeah, I know. Bella. Bella, Bella, Bella. You can, you can just go through both of them with a Crop-A-Dile. Any other hole punch doesn't really work as well for me. So now I want to perhaps, let's see, maybe I'll put this right here. Fold that over, and then I can put, you know, some dangly beads or something over that. I needed to fold that better. This is really kind of too full, but at any rate, I just wanted to show you all the things that were involved in that. And really, I think I'm kind of, you know, I'm kind of done with this because I don't want to put anything here. It really is too full, you know. So, yeah, whatever I've added in there has made it just way too full. So now it's going to be hard to hold together. But there's always other options too, where you can put it together with a ribbon if you want to keep it this full. Take some stuff out if you don't, and that's pretty much it for this. So do you guys want me to show you some other little things that I've been working on? I can if you want. I gotta probably develop something for, you know, have something planned for the last hour, just in case I finish these early, because I most certainly probably will. Okay, so let me set that aside. Very cute. Put this inside of here. And I can use these papers to make some other stuff. I can show you how to make that envelope if you want. So basically, I believe it can be done this way. And if not, I'll show you a different way. So I am going to fold this like a hamburger. Remember hamburger fold, Ezra? Hot dog fold? So I'm just going to fold it in fours, I guess you could say. And so I want to turn it this way. And I'm going to leave this as is, you know, because that can be a pocket in itself. But then we have these two pages here that can become pockets as well. So first I am going to do the front page, and I'm going to make this, you can fold it all the way to the fold if you want to, or you know, in whatever you want, but you just don't want to fold this one in the same way, or else you'll get the pockets, but you won't get the cool effect of the layering. Okay, that one was a little skinnier, which is actually fine, right? It's actually just fine. All right. And so it doesn't really matter too much that there's flaps here, but I'll just go ahead and glue them down. I can't imagine that anything's going to get stuck on them, but you never know. It might make it easier to use the pocket. And then you can do this and this. And fold one down. And then this and this. Or you can put the glue there. It doesn't really matter. I don't know. And then just clip it for a little bit. Get rid of some of the color. Like that. Right, so that's looking pretty good. I'll just kind of let this fuse together. So I'm going to put up on the screen some of the other projects that we have made in Patreon. These are all actually still free to anybody who joins. Whatever it was each tier got, you know, you guys will get that as well if you join. Obviously the best tier is going to be the dragonflies, and you'll get all of this stuff, plus you'll get SPGs and some other little things that make it easier to use your Cricut and stuff like that. So if you guys want to see these a little bit bigger, oops. This was September of last year, dragonflies. This was Christmas of last year. This is just the concept art for November and September. This one's January, or I think that's what came out for January. And this one here is June, I believe, or May. This one's March. And I cannot remember what this one is. So you get all those projects and more if you want to, if you join our Patreon. You also, just so you know, you can also join for free. And, you know, I'll give out at least once a month some kind of goodie alert file, and the file I gave this time was, I believe, well, it's going to be too noisy for me to look all around for it, but basically it is these pages that have, you know, various lined you know, small and large lines. It's actually 6 pages. These come in browns and in blue, brown and blue variations, so that if you're doing something vintage, you've got the brown, and if you're doing something like this, you've got the blue. And the blue will also work in vintage as well. It just depends on what you're doing. So there's those things, and I'm thinking I've been really having my brain on Mass Make or Mega Make Monday, or Mega Make projects, I should say. And so I'll show you some of the stuff that's coming up. And as a matter of fact, if you will, if you are already in Patreon, or you want to be, you may want to actually be part of the calendar. And I don't know that I have that link right at this moment, but our calendar, yes I do actually. This is our shareable calendar that lists all of the different things that we're doing. All the Mega Make Mondays, and I believe I've got September and October in there. So if you want to know, you know, what's coming up. Thank you, Ezra. Yeah, if you want to know what's coming up in Mega Make Mondays, you can see that in there. And I'm still working on getting things pretty much planned, you know, in the future. So I'm looking at, you know, making supply lists and things like that. But give me a little bit of time to get on those things, because it's just me and Ezra now. So you know, we're working our little butts off, you know, to get stuff in the shop and, you know, planned and everything. So you guys want to see something that I just made? So this was a box from something. I can't remember what. Maybe like earbuds or something like that. And so I covered it and decided to make it a little, like a little Halloween sort of colors theme. I'm still not sure what I'm going to wrap around it. I had this, and I'm not real thrilled with it. And I'm also not real thrilled with this. I'm going to need something better to put here. So, but yeah, these are just the kind of stuff I do when I'm just watching TV, or I go to a lot of meetings, so I just goof around like that. And, you know, you can very easily mega make, you know, these kinds of signatures. Even if you didn't sew them together because you wanted to sew them into something, you can put that kind of stuff together. I can show you a couple other things. I believe, hang on. Let me get the calendar. All right. Maybe I can share this with you. Okay, it's actually going to make you have to see all that, but this is the calendar. So it'll tell you like when, you know, when we're not going to have live streams, because we're going to take quite a few days off over the holidays and stuff like that. And so that will be on here, you know, when we don't have live streams. In here, if you click on here, it'll show you the different projects that we're going to be doing. And I'll just keep a running tab here of those projects. And then I'll do probably something similar here in the YouTube live streams. That way you guys will know where, you know, what's happening, where everything is happening, where you can catch me, and that sort of thing. So, yeah. turn that off. So there you go. Yes, the calendar, I did just post the link of the calendar. So you guys want to put that, you can link it directly to your Google Calendar, and you just click the little checkbox next to it. Once you have added it to your calendar, you can click that, and then you'll see all the stuff that we're doing. So you actually can fit us into your days. So if you're feeling like, man, you know, I just keep not having or not catching you at the right time and everything like that. Oh, that's funny. Hold on. Thank you. That's really, really weird. All right. Let me grab it. So if you got my last email, it will be in there for sure. And it'll be in Monday's email too, but I'm not seeing the link right here. And yeah, let me see what my notes list says. No, I don't think I do have this on here. But anyway, I'm always like, whenever I try to look for links and stuff while I'm online, it's always like a little bit harder. I think I might be able to find it though here. Let's see. Access permissions. Yeah, here we go. I found it. All right. Here is that link. And also, Amy, if you want to go to, I believe it's on junkjournalboss.com, click on free gift. I'll just give you the direct link, and you'll get a little book as well that might interest you. So you can go ahead and subscribe there, and it'll put you on my email list, and you should be all set. And remember that, you guys, that I'm doing Monday emails, and also I'm relying on YouTube to tell you guys when I'm live. And so if you want that to happen, you'll need to subscribe, and then right next to it there's like a little down arrow, and you can put all notifications on. I really only am ever on here, you know, when I'm live streaming. So, but, you know, occasionally you might get news of a new video or something like that. So, let's see. What else can I make? I'll show you guys some mega makes that you guys can do, which are super cute. These are a lot of things that I have done. If you guys see anything and you want to be part of Mega Make Monday, and you feel like, you know, there's something that I didn't cover or that I haven't mentioned, let me know. Because all this stuff is like super easy to do. Oh, and by the way, save your toilet paper rolls, because something's coming up pretty soon. That one's really cute. I'd say that the most valuable things that I have are probably the bunches of stuff that I've made, because it's so much easier just to go in and just grab stuff, you know, from here. And it's a pretty wide variety of different designs and stuff, and a a lot of things I'm like, I'm never going to use this. But, you know, not necessarily true. Not necessarily true. This is another thing we can make. These are just, you know, gusset envelopes, or this one is a gusset envelope. These are just some little artwork cards that I've made, and I can just cut pieces off of them or whatever, you know. And so this is from paper. I believe I might have this one in the goodie alerts if you are a member of the Patreon. Even free members get those. So there's that. We've got tags. And this one's cool. It has beads on it. And then this one I've been hanging on to for quite a while. This one I made not too long ago. It's kind of zany, I guess. And, you know, I just keep stuff like this. You know, tag-shaped items, just things that I could possibly use in the future. I think this one might be included in, all it is like a pocket tag, you know, and it's in, I think it's included in the book. That there's a link, a download link in the book that Amy just got from subscribing to my email list. So there's a few items that you can actually download and use and try on your Cricut if that's your jam. Some of the latest things that I've made, like these were the journal cards, and I made them up enough, you know, so that I can just slip them into a pocket or something, but I didn't make them up so much that maybe they wouldn't match, you know. Like, for instance, if I were to put like rhinestones on this and I was actually, you know, doing a more vintagey looking book, you know. So I only just do a little bit on these. I did just a little bit of sewing. I added, you know, paper on the back side. These were coasters that I got from my parents' house, and they had a whole bunch of them. So I just added some of that paper, that goodie alert paper, to the back. And here too. And so that's what we worked on. I think it was this week. Was it this week? Journal cards, yeah, I think so. So, you know, and these were all just pieces of, you know, scrap pieces of paper that I had that were just kind of hanging out. And aside from the coasters and stuff. And, you know, that's kind of what I like to do, is just go through and, you know, pick out paper and just do stuff with it, you know. Oh, guess what? I found the paper. So these are those papers that were the last goodie alert. And I've got those in blue. I've got those in browns as well. So you get, like, you know, two of the larger lined papers, and they're all different. You know, this is the same as that, but the two pages are not really the same. And then I've got duplicates of, you know, of these in brown. And each color also has, you know, an 8-up page. And those are totally free, just for being on my Patreon. because I love y'all. So anyways, those are some things that I do. Here is a really cute page that I'm going to get into my some kind of book. And this one I just made out of, I don't know, it looked like handmade paper, and that packing paper that they put in Amazon containers. This is just, you know, probably an Amazon box with one side torn off so the corrugation shows. And then I think these were just like, I don't know, crumpled up paper. And I bought these little guys off of Etsy. And yeah, so it's fun to make these kinds of things. Oh, and I got the words from one of Ezra's psychology books from college. So there's that. I'm sorry if you guys are hearing Bella. Her stomach is probably telling her that it's time to eat. So yeah, she'll be okay though. She's got a little extra weight. If you guys want to know what we're doing on Monday, I love this project. I really, really love this project. Basically, these are just, if you use thinner paper, it can be a signature. If you use thicker paper like I did, you know, I think this is like probably manila folder or something, it becomes its own book. And I'll be including all of these. As a matter of fact, it's in Discord right now, guys. If you have access to the Discord channel, you can already download the my templates for this book. And there was another thing. Oh, I think I have it in here. Let's see, altered paper clips. I mean, we're probably going to do, wait a minute. We're probably going to do this for the altered paper clips, but what we are going to do is we're going to take this page, cut these out, and they're basically just file folders. They're really, really cute. And then we'll make signatures out of them, and I can also show you later on at one of the later, I think it's the 29th, we're going to do altered paper clips. So that'll be really fun. So anyway, sorry if you guys are hearing explosions. I'll do a couple of other little things here with these that are, and I'm just going to freestyle right now, guys, so you know, you might like it, you might not. That's just kind of the way it goes. But I do like to just goof around with paper scraps. It sure beats, you know, just having paper scraps just in your stuff and not doing anything with them. All right. All right, so I can fold it like that, or I think I'll fold it like this probably, and then we will see if maybe I'm gonna take a gamble here, you guys, and put this paper ribbon. It's actually not ribbon. What this is it's actually like kind of like bias tape a little bit. Edging, you know. Oh, this actually looks pretty cool. And I kind of like this whole vibe down here, you know. It's kind of reminds me of like a, it reminds me of a bookmark. And it's not really a bookmark, but it still gives that vibe. Michelle says, I come up with some of the neatest stuff when I freestyle or stray from the plan. I know. I also do. So I always like to have something at the edge of my pages. It just seems to feel more finished to me. So yeah. Do you guys hear this? Oh my gosh. It's like squeak, squeak, squeak. There we go. I think this is pretty cute. It doesn't bother me that it's not the exact same color. Let's see, what else might I do with this? So this could actually be, let's see. I can just kind of do this and just glue this down. And it can just be like an ephemera holder, right? I could do this if I want to. Sort of wraps everything up a little bit, you know. It would have probably been better if I had done it before I glued this down, but I do that a lot. So there we have, you know, just a little ephemera holder. If you don't like this, or you can't tuck it in, you know, or whatever, you can either just fold it in or just cut it off. It's whatever. I kind of like it actually this way too, so let me cut this off. And this is just another piece of, you know, of ephemera. It's an ephemera holder, you know, that I can put into that the Sapphire and Morning Glory book, or whatever, Folio. So, and I like these because I don't have to finish them. It's really just better to finish them later. So there's that. Let's see what else I can do. Actually, I think, I mean, you don't really even need my template. Where's the bigger scissors? Oh well. If you have just a bunch of, you know, scraps like this, you can put paper inside. You can bind it in if you want to. And then you'll have a mini signature. And I have a bunch of those. Let's see. I think they're just called signatures, yeah. So these are really cool. I've made these. I've had some of these for a few years, but I was playing around. This is a zine, you know, that I made a while back. I really like it. I think the drawing on the front leaves something to be desired, but it's all good. And I made a couple of these. And I think I wanted to cut that off, and I'm not sure why I didn't. Probably just didn't finish it. But these are like tiny little, you know, ring bound books, you know. So these are just things that I like to do while I'm just kind of sitting here. This is a signature that Desiree made for me. I super love it, and that's why it's in here, because I don't want to put it anywhere, because then I won't be able to look at it again in a while. I'm not sure which is the front, but either way, I love it. So, and Desiree just used all kinds of different, like, printed paper and some of her papers that she dyes. And she does a really great job. You guys should go visit her shop called Made by Marley on Etsy. I bought her papers and I absolutely adore them. And then, you know, just little scraps, a signature of little bitty scraps. And yeah, I stapled this one and then just covered it with some paper. This is one that I did. I just drew all over it. You know, this is probably probably my art journal, you know, if I have one of those. So, and then this is just one of the little ones that I did, and I just tucked it away. This is a three hole pamphlet stitch, mini style. And so there's that. This is one I recently did. It was kind of just like a piece of paper like this, and then I'm like, that would look like a cool signature. And the pages that I used inside were just scrap pages, you know. And I didn't really do anything with it, you know. Because later on, when I put it into something, you know, I'll be able to make it more cohesive with the book I'm putting it in. So this is what I was looking for. It's this little file folder, right? And I think what I'm going to do is just maybe make a bigger version of this. I might be able to cut around this. Let's see. We're going to try it. I'm just going to make this a little smaller. And so yeah, this is just what I do sometimes, just goof around with paper and glue and stuff while I'm watching movies or whatever. It's a little bigger on the sides, but that's okay. So now I am going to allow that to be the tab down there, and I'll cut this one off. So now we got a little file folder that's a little wonky. Let's fix that. And then, right, so I just like to make little stuff like this, and it's very relaxing for me. All right, so there's like a little file folder, right? Oh, wait a minute, I wanted to do this on the inside. And if you have pieces like this, just put away. You can, you know, decide what you want to do later with it. You can, you know, glue it on the sides and use it as, you know, a little envelope or something like that, or whatever. But the idea is just to do a bare minimum with these. And then if I were going to make more of these, what I would do is I would just do a bunch of tracings of this. And then I'd trace a whole bunch. And after that, I would cut these. And then after that, I would, I would fold them or create the scores or something. And then I would, ink the inside or the edges or whatever, and then I'd be done with it. So let's see. I hope this isn't too boring for you guys, because I got done early, and I don't mind show and tell, but So this one, I can barely get that in there. So I think what I will do is awesome. Thanks, Jackie, for being here. I really appreciate it. I know I'm going a little late. Your bedtime right now is just about what my bedtime is. So, I get it. I get it. So that'll be my score line. I love tiny file folders, you guys. I mean, I think I just like tiny things. So I have a dollhouse, as you can tell behind me. And that dollhouse is, it's really cool. But it's nowhere near, all filled up or anything like that. But when I do fill it up, I'm going to make tiny food. And I really, really like, working with clay. And it'll be really fun. But I have this book, so I can learn how to make certain tiny foods. And that's just kind of a little thing that I like to do, is work with clay. But yeah, I do like making little things. I made a little cast iron stove, which was super cute. And I also have a 3D printer that I'll probably use to make some of the furniture and stuff. And let's round these off just a little teeny bit. And then there's my scrap. Now I don't have to look at it forever. I can actually just put it in something, which will be nice. So don't be afraid just to freehand stuff, freehand make things. There we go. What about that? Nice and neat. All right, so I'm winding down to the end here. And I just want to remind you to like and subscribe. If you liked this video, please like it, and then please subscribe so that YouTube will show us to other people as well, because you guys can't keep me a secret. Okay, you can't keep me all to yourself. You guys have to share, like good boys and girls. So but yeah, do that if you would. And you know, you can unsubscribe a little bit later if you find that these aren't helpful videos for you or whatever. But I don't know, we just are having a hard time, you know, having YouTube push out our videos and stuff. So yeah, go to Etsy, grab the Sapphire and Morning Glory set for yourself. Use coupon code September 25 to get 25% off. I think it ends up being like $5 something, $5 and change. And then go watch, rewatch this video, but not until you have watched the first part of this, where I built the cover and some of the pieces, the ephemera pieces. All right, no space in September 25, no space. And if you would like to get this project right away, you can go join Patreon on any of the paid tiers. The higher the tier, the more perks you get, but you will get this project, and then you will also get 4 Mega Make Mondays and a really cool community. Oh, whoops, yeah. And so, you know, it's a really great community, and, you know, you can get these exclusive projects. And so I think that's pretty much all I have. Bella has stopped crying, so I mean, either she's asleep or she died of starvation, I don't know, but either way, I probably need to go and check on her and get something to eat myself, because I have not eaten very well today. So anyways, if nobody has any questions or anything, did you put the Patreon? You did put the Patreon. Thank you, Ezra. Let's see. Oh, and the Amazon supplies list is up here still too. If you want to see some of the things. If you guys want to see some of the stuff that I use and all that. Oh, anyways, that's funny. The link is up above. If you just look for my name in yellow, you'll see the links for the Amazon list, the calendar, and also a link to subscribe to my email list so that you guys can get the news. I send out a newsletter on Monday. It's kind of like a blast of what's going to be going on this week. And yeah, so I try to put a lot into that rather than sending a whole bunch of little, you know, notifications and stuff. So anyways, that's what I got. And I believe I will see you guys next week for, and we'll be working on Autumn Enchantment, which looks like this. Super pretty. And that's all I'm going to show you. Thanks for being here, guys. Talk to you later.